What is going on, guys? It is your boy Icy, and today we have quite a few things to talk about. Yesterday was the world premiere of Gears of War E-Day. However, we did not receive a release date. We did not get any more information except for that the game is called Gears of War E-Day. So today I'm going to analyze a few things, go over some reports, and give you guys my opinion of what that means and when we will actually be seeing this game. If you would, before we get into this video, please leave a like, hit that sub button for more Gears of War content. I upload almost every single day and would really appreciate any and all support that you could give me. One of the very first things I want to cover today is this tweet from the official Gears of War X account. Marcus and Dom, emergence begins in our next mainline game, Gears of War E-Day. So how do we want to look at this, guys? Gears of War E-Day, and before that it says our very next mainline game. So what that means to me, and this is my opinion, is that Gears of War 6, the Gears of War 6 that we all created in our head, right, which would probably be a sequel to Gears of War 5, of course, that probably does not exist in this exact moment. In my opinion, Gears of War E-Day is the quote-unquote Gears of War 6. I know there was a lot of speculation, including from me, that there was going to be a remastered this year, and we'll get to that in just a second. But I think right now, Gears of War E-Day is actually Gears 6, and it is not a spin-off game. This is their mainline game, their next mainline game. They say it themselves. That means that this is their new baby. This is what they're putting all their effort into, and this is the main title that they're going to be releasing. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is if you go over here to Xbox Wire and you find Gears of War E-Day, you will find this little thread discussing pretty much everything about why Gears of War E-Day and what's next, etc. To summarize this for you guys, since I know it's a lot of reading, basically what this is saying is that they do not want to get rid of the Gears 4 and 5 storylines. However, this is a perfect time for them to take us back before Gears 1 during Emergence Day or E-Day and really capture what it was like back then and just give us pretty much, and us as in the community, everything that we want. This is essentially like just the early stages of these amazing heroic characters that we all grew up and loved. As you can see right here, Marcus, he doesn't even have his scar yet. There's a lot of little things that we saw in just that 2-minute trailer that I will be analyzing in the future. Kind of like this drone who has quite a few human-like features on his face. Definitely a different look if you guys really break it down and look. So it's interesting, man. It's interesting, it's exciting, it's different, and I just think it's pure. I think it's pure Gears of War, and that's exactly what we want. This is a really good shot right here. The crazy good graphics, just the amount of details that they put in. They did an outstanding job, man. This is super exciting. So the next thing I want to look at, guys, is a tweet from Shadows. I'm sure most of you guys know him, but he's a YouTuber for Gears. He's a good friend of mine and a much better YouTuber than me. Definitely go check him out. Hopefully he doesn't mind that I use his tweet for reference, but shout out to him, man. Go hit that sub button for him. He's an amazing guy and definitely deserves all the support. With that being said, just as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the Gears of War E-Day, new title, it is not a spin-off. It is the mainline game for the Gears of War saga, the next mainline game for the saga. The Coalition is content with the stories told in Gears 4 and 5 and isn't abandoning them, but making this game was an opportunity that felt too good to miss. Exactly what I said. They're going to end up eventually going back to the 4 and 5 story with Kate and crew, unfortunately. Another thing that you guys will see right here is they turned the drone, or pretty much just a locust in general, into something fearsome, physically intimidating, and utterly brutal. Now, they didn't necessarily turn it into that because if you guys know the lore, the locusts are typically extremely powerful. And although in the past Gears of War games, they definitely did a good job of capturing it. In this little 2-minute trailer, we really saw the sheer strength of the Locust drone as he was just tossing Marcus around the room. So pretty crazy to actually visually see my personal hero getting slammed up against a wall. However, it really does capture that feeling of, oh shit, we're in danger. Okay, guys, so now to give you my thoughts on pretty much everything that we just saw yesterday. I'm going to do this very quickly. I apologize for making you guys wait. So, okay, release date. We did not receive a release date, unfortunately, which is a little bit surprising. I'm sure a lot of us are kind of wondering, like, hey, when is this game going to come out? So here's where E-Day. We did not receive a release date, and I want to kind of break that down for you guys. So if we go over here, we go to the main trailer. As we see right here, we see in-engine footage. So everything that we see here, guys, is just footage from Unreal Engine 5. It is essentially a movie, right? It's not necessarily gameplay. It is not, anything from the actual game itself. It is just essentially a movie. That's what in-engine means. So what does that mean for us? What does that mean for the release date? I think that means one of two things. So number one, this game is not coming out anytime soon. 2026-ish, right? That's just my opinion. That would be number one. Number two is they don't want to commit to a time frame. So what that means is they are maybe shooting for 2025. However, they don't want to let us down, and they don't want to announce that before they're sure that it could be actually released then. So I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, man, as I always am here on the channel. I love you guys. I obviously love Gears of War, and I'm just going to be very frank with you guys. I don't think this game is coming out in 2025. It's definitely not coming out in 2024, obviously, and it's definitely, in my opinion, not coming out in 2025. The reason I say that is we did wait 5 years for anything, and what we received was, although it was substantial emotionally, it was not substantial in terms of, actually what we got. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes in 5 years. Although it is really cool, it's a cool, story. We're seeing Dom, of course. At the end of the day, none of that is actual in-game footage. None of that is an actual build. It is just in-engine footage, which means it's probably nowhere near being completed. Now, that kind of makes sense, in my opinion, especially because of the pandemic and stuff. Obviously, that's going to set, pretty much everybody back. I know it set me and my life back. So, but yeah, all right. We're going to move on here. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But that's just my opinion. So, do I think there's going to be a remaster? Do I think there's going to be a Marcus Phoenix collection or a Gears of War collection or a remaster simply of like Gears 2 and 3, kind of like Gears of War Ultimate Edition for Gears of War 1? Very honestly, very bluntly, I know this doesn't help you, but I have no fucking idea. Excuse my language, but I genuinely have no clue if we're going to be getting a remastered. And the reason for that is I don't know when Gears of War E-Day is actually going to be released. So the more information we get on that, I think the better. I think if Gears of War E-Day said 2026, I think it would make sense for us to get a remastered, especially in 2025. And the reason I say that is I'm sure a lot of you guys watched my predictions for the Xbox Showcase. I made a couple prediction videos, and I'll be honest with you, man, I did not see this coming. I did not see a Gears of War E-Day coming. I thought it was going to be Gear 6, along with potentially a remaster, hopefully, a remaster, but we didn't get either. We actually didn't get either. We did get Gears of War news, as I said we would, but it was not Gears of War 6, and it was not a remastered. So I will say that getting a Gears of War E-Day kind of makes me feel like one of two things are possible. Again, I think that because we are going back in time, it makes sense. for us to get a remaster. It kind of brings the whole community back in time, gets them to kind of relive, the things that they grew up with, and then, go even before that, when Gears of War E-Day is actually released. So that's kind of one way to look at it. The other way to look at it would be it doesn't make sense. So the reason why I'm saying that is because I really don't know when this game is going to be released. Like I said, it could be 2025. And if it is 2025, I promise you we're not getting a remaster, because they're not going to give us a remaster after the next Gears of War title. That wouldn't make that would make no sense, right? That would make no sense. So it's hard to say. I think it's 50-50. I'll be honest with you. I do think it's 50-50 still. In my prediction videos, I told you that if we didn't get an Xbox showcase announcement of a remaster, that means it's 100% not coming. However, I was assuming that the next title was Gears of War 6, not Gears of War E-Day. So now I do think it's still possible. If we do get a remaster, I think it would be 2025. However, to be honest with you guys, and this is just my honest opinion, I am leaning towards no. I don't think we're getting one. That's just my opinion at this point. I think it was bullshit. And, don't get your hopes up. That's pretty much it on that. Don't really want to get into that anymore. So mechanics-wise, obviously it is way, way too early to tell. However, because we are going before Gears of War 1, it kind of makes you wonder, is the game, and I'm talking about multiplayer, of course, do you think it's going to be kind of like Gears 1 mechanics where there's no wall bouncing, maybe center screen shooting, that kind of deal? Or do you think it's going to be kind of the new generation type of style of games, Gears 4 and 5, etc.? So I will say, once again, it is too early, but I'm leaning towards neither, actually. I actually think it's going to be completely unique to itself. I think it's definitely going to be different. And I think that it's going to be something along the lines of a middle ground between those two styles. So I don't know if we'll have center screen shooting ever in the history of Gears of War in the future. But I just, personally doubt it, because I think that that's kind of a thing of the past. However, wall bouncing and stuff is kind of the new generation. People like it, people hate it. So it's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. I could see it being something along the lines of like Gears 1, but with some more movement text, kind of like you can like maybe, I don't know, jump and slide like Call of Duty and stuff. Obviously, to be honest with you, I hope that doesn't happen, because I really would like it to stick to its roots. But this is just all speculation of what I think will happen. I really don't think it's going to be anything like Gears 4 and 5, and I hope it's not, just because I really don't like those games that much. But only time will tell. Of course, it is way, way too early. So, yeah, that's just my opinion. Moving down to Gears 6 here. I don't even know what to tell you guys, man. I don't think Gears of War 6 will be released until 2030. Of course, Gears 6 being the sequel to Gears of War 4 and 5. I literally don't think this game is coming out before 2030. So we don't even need to think about this game. We're getting way too ahead of ourselves, but I did just want to kind of mention it. I think that game is literally 0% completed. I don't think it's ever even been started. I don't even think they have a script, even a single piece of the world built. I genuinely think it has nothing completed. So could be wrong, but I seriously doubt that game comes out anywhere near where we are right now. So yeah, my final thoughts here, guys. My final thoughts are that I'm very thankful that we actually did receive something, although it wasn't much. Emotionally, it was a lot, and it's a little overwhelming to think that, we're going back to Gears of War E-Day rather than Gears of War 6 and stuff. That's crazy, man. That is the best case scenario in my opinion. It's amazing, dude. I literally have no complaints. I did not give Microsoft or the Coalition enough credit. I definitely did not think that was going to happen. But I'm very thankful, man. I think it's a great idea. I think it's 10,000 IQ. And I think that it's just amazing for the community, amazing for the game, amazing for the saga, etc. It's exciting, man. Exciting times. I cannot wait to get more details as time progresses. And that's pretty much it, man. I would have liked to see possibly a release date, possibly just a time period. That way we kind of know at least the year that it's coming out. But right now, as I said, I really have no idea. In my opinion, it's not coming out until 2026, which would mean I hope that we get something in between. Either way, man, it's not up to me. It's not up to you guys, of course. And, it is what it is. We just are all kind of in the same boat, fiending and foaming at the mouths. So either way, man, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I cannot wait to have more content for you guys regarding Gears of War E-Day. I'm so fucking excited, man. I think you could probably hear it in my voice. Hit that sub button for me, man. Really trying to grow the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.